Hey everybody, Playtendoguy here, and I'm back with another video. It's the start of July, so you know what that means. It's time for monthly Blu-ray DVD video game pickups haul, where I'll go through everything I picked up in the month of June. And overall, I thought there wasn't going to be a lot, but yeah, there's quite a few. So without further ado, let's get into it. June's been quite a busy month with a load of big new releases, whether it's games or whether it's Blu-rays, and a lot of stuff has been picked up because there's been some pretty good sales on, so there's plenty to get in. So without further ado, let's just dive in. First up is, so continuing on, this game launched at the tail end of this month, and it was Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes. I've been playing this quite a bit and I'm really enjoying what I'm playing so far. It's an action spin-off to the popular tactical RPG franchise. Looks great, runs great, and is just a lot of fun. Hoping to do a review for this probably later this week or next week. But yeah, that's Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes. Next up is another game that launched at the start of the month, and there was a lot of buzz about it, and I picked it up on release and absolutely had a blast with it. And it is The Quarry, coming from developers Supermassive Games, who brought us the fantastic Until Dawn. And this is heavily inspired by all those teen slashers from the 80s. It wears its inspirations on its sleeve, and it's a lot of fun with a great cast. It can be completed in about 8 hours, but there's multiple different playthroughs you can do to get different endings. Everybody survives, everybody dies, or only certain characters can survive if you wish. It's really cool. There's a lot of variables in it, and I have done a review for this, which I'll probably leave in one of the links or put in the description down below. So that is The Quarry. Next up is a game that I picked up from Amazon. I don't know where it came from, Amazon Italy or whatever. It was on Amazon UK, but it came from Italy. And that's Storia Season Dorman. Haven't got a clue what it's about. I think it's like an Animal Crossing type game from the looks of it. It's based on a Japanese anime, and it was £1. Yeah, this game was £1, so I picked it up. Free delivery, and it arrived a couple of weeks ago. Haven't played it yet, but I will probably turn it on later on down the road. So yeah, that's Stories of Seasons Dorman, and literally a sequel was announced for this last week, so that's pretty cool. So yeah, for £1, first Switch game, it's hard to say no. Next up is a few more PS4 games that I want to get, been wanting to get for a little while. We've got Need for Speed Heat. I didn't pick up Payback because I heard many bad things about this, but this is the most recent new one they've done. This one came out in 2019, and you know what? I really enjoyed it. Story mode was really short, story was absolute rubbish, but the driving itself was a lot of fun, and it looked absolutely gorgeous on the PS4 Pro. Next up is a game series that I really like. It's a spin-off of the popular Yakuza franchise, and that is Lost Judgment. I haven't put too many hours into this one, but so far it's turned out to be a really cool sort of detective drama with a really great story and some great cast members. So yeah, looking forward to diving into this one a little bit more, and that's Lost Judgment. And the final PS4 game I picked up in the month was a game that is from the same developers who'd done The Quarry, and this was one of their smaller, lesser known titles from the Dark Pictures anthology, and that is Little Hope. Yeah, I've been wanting to watch this, play this one for a little while. I haven't heard the best things about it, but it only cost me £7. This one also stars Will Poulter from Midsommar, so that's pretty cool, and a few other famous faces. These games are only like about 2 hours long, so I wasn't going to pay too much for them. I think £7 for this, brand new and sealed, wasn't too bad, so that's Little Hope. Before we move on to the big releases, I've got a couple of Blu-rays that I picked up from Poundland. First up is M. Night Shyamalan, whatever his name is, The Happening. Yeah, I've heard this one's pretty awful. I think I might have seen this many years ago on TV, and yeah, I probably should have left it on the shelf. It says the extended cut that's too shocking for cinemas. Is it because it's too rubbish? I don't know. Pretty certain I have seen it years ago. I can remember bits and pieces about it, but hey, it's in the collection. It cost me £1, so I'll probably revisit it later on down the line. And the other one I picked up from Poundland was a film that I've been wanting to watch for a long while. It's from the director of District 9 and Elysium. I really enjoyed Elysium, and this one's called Chappie. Still need to pick up District 9 on Blu-ray. I haven't actually got that one. I've seen that on TV many a times and I absolutely love it, but I do need to pick up the Blu-ray of that. But Chappie I haven't seen before. I've heard mixed things about this one. I don't think the director after this done any more films, if I'm not mistaken, but we've got Hugh Jackman in it, Sigourney Weaver and Dev Patel, so great cast there. So yeah, that's Chappie. I do have some DVDs. I don't normally pick up DVDs now, especially after getting like that 4K TV, but this was a box set that I wanted to get for just one film, but it was cheaper to buy the box set than it was to buy the film on its own. And that is the Ultimate Heroes Collection. I did go through it in a pickups video about 2 or 3 weeks ago, and you do get 6 films here. You get The Delta Force, which I've seen. Great film with Chuck Norris and Lee Marvin. Actually, it's Lee Marvin's final film before he tragically passed away. We have Denzel Washington in Man on Fire. Haven't seen that yet, but I do like Denzel Washington. I think he's a fantastic actor. Die Hard, got it on Blu-ray, so I've got a spare DVD copy. True Lies, which is a great film from Arnie and Lee Curtis. That took me a little while to remember, but yeah, love that film. Glad to have it on DVD. I know there's like a Blu-ray copy you can get that's legit but not legit. I could pick that up, but hopefully they'll do an official Studio Canal release one in a couple of years' time. John Cena Marine, and the one that I really wanted to get it for was Steven Seagal's Mark for Death, because I'm getting into all the Steven Seagal stuff. I know that basically the 90s stuff and some of the early 2000s stuff isn't too bad to watch. The rest of it you got to steer clear of. So all 6 of these films, all brand new and sealed. It only cost me like about 3 or 4 quid, so it wasn't too bad. So that is the Ultimate Hero Collection. The only 4K of the month, yes, I actually did pick up a 4K. I picked up the Lego Movie 2. I already got the Lego Movie 2 on Blu-ray, but I thought I'll pick up the Blu-ray because it's only £2.99. I mean, I went to H&V that following week when I picked it up, and this was like 25 quid or 20 quid. And I picked it up for £2.99. Alright, it hasn't got a slip, but for that price, I don't really care. My copy of Lego Movie on Blu-ray is still sealed, so I'll probably end up putting that in a giveaway. But yeah, that's the Lego Movie 2 on 4K for £2.99. Absolute bargain. Right, and on to the big release of the month, and that is Robert Pattinson and the Batman. Absolutely love this film. I think it's brilliant. It feels very much like the Arkham games, but put to screen. Heavily taken inspiration from them, I think. I really do like how it's like a detective drama first, more than it is a superhero film. I think Robert Pattinson is fantastic as the Batman. It's a different sort of Batman film, and I respect it for it. I think the casting here is on point, and even the long run time, 3 hours, I didn't really mind. Probably you could have cut off another 10-20 minutes of it, but honestly the 3 hour run time, I didn't really have an issue with it. I thought the Riddler was great, and I thought Colin Farrell as the Penguin was fantastic. Great film. I kind of wish we had a little bit more Andy Serkis in this as Alfred, but we're getting a sequel. Really looking forward to it. So that's the Batman, and you do get 2 discs here, the bonus disc with over 2 hours of bonus content, so that's awesome. That's the Batman. Another new release that came out at the tail end of the month was a nice re-release of a Charles Bronson film. I have probably seen the remake with Jason Statham many years ago on TV, but I've never seen the original, and that's The Mechanic. Yeah, I picked this up from Amazon. It was like about a £5 cheaper than H&V on launch day, so I thought, you know what, pick it up and give it a watch, and I really enjoyed it. I'm certainly getting into the Charles Bronson films. I think he's a great actor, and his sort of action films are just a lot of fun to watch, really. They probably may not be the best films, but they're just nice, easy, relaxable watches. You do get some artwork on the disc, which is pretty cool, and honestly the transfer of this is really good. Some of the scenes do look a bit grainy, but the rest of them, especially the outside scenes, look phenomenal. It does start off a little bit too slow, which I do think is a bit of a pain, but The Mechanic. This one did get a re-release from Second Sight this month. I think it's about 16-17 quid on Blu-ray, and I was tempted to pick it up. I thought, you know what, let's just pick up the bog standard Blu-ray that came out 10 years ago, and that is Ryan Gosling in Drive. I watched this a couple of weeks ago, and I absolutely loved it. I think it's a fantastic film. I think Ryan Gosling in it is brilliant. I think Carey Mulligan is fantastic, and the cast, the supporting cast, is really good. So many big hitters in this, I didn't really realise. The soundtrack in it is very good, and I just really loved it. I'm honestly probably going to rewatch it again very soon. The Blu-ray transfer of this, like this 2011 copy, honestly looks superb. Put on the 4K TV, it looks beautiful. The night sections with all the neon lights look fantastic, and the day sections also look brilliant. So yeah, that is Drive. Another big new release of the month is Licorice Pizza. I still haven't seen this one yet. Coming from Paul Thomas Anderson, I've heard nothing but fantastic things about this one, and I'm looking forward to watching this coming-of-age drama comedy set in the 70s. The soundtrack looks amazing, and it looks like it's right up my street. It's got a great cast here, including Bradley Cooper and Sean Penn. So yeah, this one's the, well, like the day one edition, collector's edition, where you get the Blu-ray and DVD and some art cards with it, and also this nice slipcover. I did do an unboxing for this on the channel, so if you check our few videos behind, you'll find the unboxing for this one. You do get a load of special features with it, but yeah, definitely going to have to be watching this one very soon. I've heard nothing but positive things, and I honestly can't wait to give it a go. Next up, we have Jean-Claude Van Damme. I did watch Replicant a few weeks ago, and I must admit I really did enjoy it. I thought it was a daft, fun action film. Michael Rooker was in Replicant, and I thought he was fantastic. He looked like he was having a lot of fun in it. And I thought the set that I got was really nice with the poster and the booklet and like the really nice slipcover. So I had a look in H&V, and by chance some of them were on sale, and I picked up Legionnaire. Don't really know too much about this one, but I'm going to gather it's set in like a sort of war place and there's loads of action stuff, but I thought the artwork looked really nice. It's a numbered slipcover, again, 420 out of 3,000. You get your booklet and your poster in it. And for $7.99, I thought it's worth giving it a go. I mean, I'm very tempted to collect all of these. I don't know how many there are in this like little subsection of the 88 films. I mean, I tried to look for Cyborg, but unfortunately that is out of stock in my local H&V, and I think it's out of stock online. I do want to get Street Fighter, but unfortunately the limited edition version of Street Fighter seems to be sold out everywhere. But yeah, there's a few I want to get on this selection. 88 films. This one went on sale, and I thought I'd order it online. $7.99, it wasn't too bad. And that's Charles Bronson in Messenger of Death. And honestly, I wasn't really that keen on this one. It's a canon film, and this was coming from the, I think this is the late 80s of the canon films, and they were slowly moving away from what made them sort of unique to go into more traditional movie making, being less extreme, and that probably did harm this film quite a bit. It starts off really brutal, and then it kind of just fizzles out. Don't get me wrong, Charles Bronson here is fantastic, but I just thought the film kind of dragged, especially for only being 90 minutes. It kind of felt like it was 2 hours. It definitely was on a low budget, but the Blu-ray transfer was pretty good. The ending revelations wasn't really surprising, but it just happens and then it just ends, which is a shame. But you do get a nice black case in this, and you also do get a little booklet. It's not too bad for $7.99, but I probably won't be revisiting Messenger of Death for a little while yet. But yeah, if you've got any recommendations for Charles Bronson films, put in the comment section down below which ones I should watch. I know I've got the rest of the Death Wish films to watch. I've seen the first one and I've seen the fifth one. The fifth one is certainly something, but I do want to see 2 and 3 and 4. I've heard the second one and the third one aren't too bad because they're directed by Michael Winner. The fourth one probably goes a bit out there, very much like the fifth one. So yeah, if you've got any Charles Bronson recommendations, stick them in the comment section down below. That'd be great. Thanks. I picked this one up mainly because The Black Phone is in cinemas, and I want to watch the director's previous work with Ethan Hawke, and that's Sinister. I watched this one, and you know what? I really enjoyed it. It was a cool sort of found footage, sort of modern horror. This family moves into this house. They find a load of VHSs, not VHSs, but a load of movie recordings of like previous people who lived there, and strange things happen. People die and all that. It's really cool, really unsettling. There's a scene with the lawnmower that scared me shitless. But it's very good, and I'm really looking forward to watching The Black Phone, whether I can see it in cinemas or whether when it comes out on Blu-ray. But For £3 I picked up Sinister pound voucher, so it only cost me £5, and that's the Sylvester Stallone collection. Very similar to the Seagal collection that I picked up the other month. This one includes 5 movies from the Warner Brothers label. We have Cobra, Assassins, Tango and Cash, The Specialist, and Demolition Man. Yeah, I've seen Demolition Man before, and I did watch Cobra the other week and really enjoyed it. I thought it was a great little action films, and surprisingly not too long. I haven't seen Assassins before, and I haven't even actually heard of The Specialist before now. But I might have seen Tango and Cash many years ago, but I'm not sure. But I'm looking forward to watching the rest of the films in this collection, and for like £5, it's hard to say no. I know there's another one that they do with, like, I think it's Cliffhanger, another film, and First Blood. That's about £9, and I'm very tempted to pick that one up as well. So that is the Stallone collection for only a £5. Next up is a film that I picked up on Blu-ray. It was only a couple of quid, and I've got the first one. I enjoyed the first one. I thought it was a solid film. Well, it's actually the second one, but I always call it the first one. So I picked up the sequel, The Next Level, Jumanji: The Next Level, which is really the third film in the franchise, though I call it the second. But yeah, I enjoyed the Welcome to the Jungle. I thought it was really refreshing, a lot of fun, proper sort of popcorn flick. I thought the cast was great. So I'm looking forward to giving this one a watch. If I remember correctly, I think Hugh Jackman might be in this one. So yeah, that's Jumanji: The Next Level for like about £2.50 with a slip. And the final of the normal Blu-rays is another Steven Seagal movie. This one was only really available on its own, which is kind of odd because I would have thought this would have been available in the Steven Seagal set, considering that Executive Decision isn't really a Seagal movie, but hey. I picked up Exit Wounds with Steven Seagal and the rapper DMX. Yeah, I don't really know too much about it. It's going to be another one of these Steven Seagal action flicks. This was like one of his final films that hit cinemas. I think the final one was a couple of years later, and unfortunately that flopped. This one didn't do too badly in cinemas, but yeah, I'm going to gather this one isn't going to be as good as his earlier works, but I thought I'd pick it up. This was about £7 on Amazon. So that is Exit Wounds. Final pile, and all this pile consists of is Arrow titles, because Amazon had a good sale on. A lot of these were like $7.99, so I thought I'd pick them up, mainly because there was like a savvy sale on. But anyway, I picked up Tommy Lee Jones and Linda Hamilton in Black Moon Rising. Don't really know too much about this one. I think this is like a sort of a Knight Rider rip-off, because I've seen trailers and it's got like a car, and if you look there, there's a car there going really fast. So if it's like that, set in the 80s with Tommy Lee Jones and Linda Hamilton, it'll be a good time. I've also heard the story is done by John Carpenter, so that's even more, making me more intrigued to watch this one. I've not heard the best things about it, but if it's a fun sort of turn your brain off action film with 2 great leads, I'm not that bothered. So yeah, that's Black Moon Rising. Next up is a film that I also got. I did actually watch this one a few nights ago, and you know what? I do think this is quite an underrated title. I don't hear many people talk about this one. And this is The Forbidden Photos of a Lady Above Suspicion. This is an Italian giallo at the start of the 70s, if I'm not mistaken, and it basically follows this woman who gets stopped by this bloke late at night and is told that her husband is a murderer. And he's going to like blackmail her if she doesn't do what he wants her to do. The film gets increasingly trippy, and you kind of really do question yourself and question whether the husband is a murderer or not. It does keep you guessing all the way to the final shocking act, which really does leave you quite jaw-dropped. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. It's only about 90 minutes, so it doesn't outstay its welcome. It's not as violent as an Argento one. It's more of a, what's the word it says here, melodrama giallo, and that perfectly sums this one up. And that is one called Meg Foster in the Wind. I did watch a trailer for it. It looks really cool. I've not heard the amazing things about this, but considering this was $7.99 on Amazon and there is a booklet in it, I'm pretty happy with that one and definitely going to give it a go. I do get Robert Morley in here as well, who's a pretty good actor. So yeah, for $7.99 with a booklet and a few special features, I'm pretty happy with The Wind. Next up is an Al Pacino film. I've watched quite a few of Al Pacino's films quite recently and think he's a fantastic actor. So when I found out there was one on the Arrow label, I decided to pick it up. I've been wanting to get this one for a little while, but again, this went on to $7.99, and that's Al Pacino in Cruising. From what I'm gathering is, it's like a load of men getting murdered, and he's having to investigate who's murdering them. It gets a bit saucy, quite naughty as well, but I'm intrigued to give this one a go. I've heard some very positive things in this. You also do have Karen Allen in this one as well, so that's good. And that's Al Pacino in Cruising. Next up is a film that I have seen many years ago. I absolutely really enjoyed it, but I can't really remember too much about it. It stars Clive Owen, Julianne Moore and Michael Caine, and that is Children of Men. Sort of like a, well, I wouldn't say post-apocalyptic drama. Sort of is, sort of isn't. It's basically set in a future where no women can have kids, and the future of mankind rests on one woman. So they have to like transport this pregnant woman, the only pregnant woman in the world, from like one place to another. It's very, from what I remember, it was quite brutal, and the ending is quite heartbreaking. But yeah, for $7.99, I picked up Children of Men. This one, I've been wanting to get this one for a little while, mainly due to its soundtrack. This one stars Michael Brandon from TV's Dempsey and Makepeace, and it's called FM. Yeah, it's basically what it says on the tin. It's about an FM radio station. It's apparently going to be closed down, and they try to raise funds to try and save it by doing like a massive concert. Tom Petty even makes an appearance in here. You do have a iconic soundtrack by Steely Dan and loads of great other tracks. I was put onto this one by Andy from Forgotten World of Movies, so link in the comment section down below. Go and give him a subscription. He's a great channel. So yeah, that's FM, and I'm looking forward to watching this one. Even if the film's rubbish, I'm really looking forward to listening to the soundtrack. So yeah, that's FM. This one, I mainly picked up. I wasn't really that interested in this one, and then I watched the trailer and I was like, this is a lot of fun. This one's called A Zombie for Sale. This is a Korean zombie comedy, which is quite cool to see. After Train to Busan, that got me into like Korean cinema. So yeah, from this one, from the sounds of this, this family finds a zombie and they take him in. He bites one of the relatives who is ill, and when he bites the relative, it becomes well again. So they see a financial opportunity and starts charging people to be bit by a zombie. Yeah, that isn't going to end very well, but for like $7.99 with a slip and a booklet and quite a few special features, I thought I'd pick up Zombie for Sale and give it a go. I've heard some pretty decent things about it, so yeah, definitely worth picking up if you can find that. We've got 3 more titles and then we'll be finished. So first up is Street Mobster. This is a Japanese Yakuza game. Japanese Yakuza film. I do like these Yakuza films. I always think they're a lot of fun. Definitely over the top violence and very interesting to watch. Haven't heard of this one before. I was browsing Amazon and saw it and see it was like $7.99, and as I never heard of it before, I did watch the trailer and it looked really good, so I thought, you know what, pick it up. Don't really get many special features whatsoever with this one, but for $7.99 I thought it wasn't too bad. So that's Street Mobster. Next up is another Yakuza film called Yakuza Law. I don't really, well, I've been wanting to get this one for a little while, ever since I got into Arrow, but I've always been putting it off. But this is set during 3 different time periods of a Yakuza family, I think. You've got like older eras and then like the modern, well, when this film was set in 60s era, which looks pretty good. Some of the action scenes in this are supposed to be absolutely brutal for its day and still by now. I was told by Mike from Cinema Axeman, again, link in the description, that is a really good film. So I'm looking forward to watching this one. Probably do a double bill of Street Mobster and Yakuza Law because they're both quite short films. This is only 88 minutes and this is just 96 minutes. So just over an hour and a half, not too bad. So yeah, again, for $7.99 is Yakuza Law. And look at the artwork on that. It looks absolutely fantastic. And the final release of the month is, and I've got my copy of Jade Speed. But yeah, don't really know too much about this one. From what I'm gathering is it's an 80s over-the-top action adventure film in the vein of Romance in the Stone, which looks to be quite fun. You got a guy called Wayne Crawford in it, but the main reason why I picked this up is it's got John Hurt in this, and apparently he plays quite an evil bugger in this one, so I'm looking forward to seeing what it's like. I think he's fantastic in it. But yeah, you do get the booklet in this one as well. I haven't undone it, I probably should have done, but it looks to be in great condition, and I'll probably will be watching this one very soon. It looks like an oddity from the 80s, so that's Jake Speed. Yeah, that's all the pickups for the month of June, and overall, wow, what a huge amount of titles. I didn't honestly realise I picked up so much. So yeah, tell me what you think of my pickups of the month in the comments section down below. Which ones would you recommend watching? Which ones have you seen? And which ones are you not that keen on? Just again, tell me your thoughts in the comments section down below, and I'll get back to each and every one of you. So yeah, now I'll probably finish this video and try and find some space for it all. So until next time, thank you very much for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you could like and subscribe, that'd be totally awesome. And as always, till next time, bye.